Today we're going to be removing and replacing the fuel tank on a Ford 9N tractor. I've already removed the fuel line from the carburetor and taped some plastic over the intake to keep water out. And I've got the hood upside down on this big tire over here. The fuel tank is mounted to the hood, so you will have to remove the hood in order to do this. The tractor hood is attached below the radiator at these 4 points, and then there's 4 bolts along the dashboard that I'll point out here on my tractor. Your tractor should be the same. It may be a little different depending on if it's been modified over the years. This is an 82-year-old tractor. You will need to remove the air filter cover and the radiator cap, and then the hood will come off with the fuel tank. My fuel tank is held in with 1/2-inch bolt and nuts. So once I removed all of those, the fuel tank comes out. This is the new fuel tank, nice and shiny, well packaged. And it is important to note that you will notice a hole on the top of your fuel tank. This is a vent hole. It's important. If you plug that up, you will create a vacuum and starve your engine of fuel. And it is supposed to be there, so keep that in mind. And once the old tank is off, I'm using an 11/16" wrench to loosen the sediment bowl, and it's just going to spin off with the fuel line. You could change your fuel line at this point. If you have the old metal fuel line, you can put the rubber hose type fuel line on instead. And once that comes off, we'll check the fuel screen, which looks clean. And this is actually a new sediment bowl, and that's why it looks so clean. And then we'll carefully twist it into the new fuel tank, and then twist it till it's hand tight. And once it's hand tight, we'll use the wrench to tighten it down a little bit further to make sure it's snug. Then we'll slide it back into place. There is some water in the front of this hood because I did spray all the dirt out. The front of the fuel tank goes underneath this bar, and then the rear of the fuel tank will sit on top of that bar. And I did have to sit the phone down or stop recording for a moment so I could actually press this in because it was kind of a tight fit. But now it's in place. You can see it did get a little scuff on the fuel tank, but that's okay. In this particular fuel tank, there's 3 mounting bolts on the front, but it only had 1, and so I just put that 1 bolt back in the center. And then when you're done, you'll just reverse this process, put the hood back on the tractor, and then park the old fuel tank on the shelf where it'll sit for the next 5 years and collect dust. Because you never know if you're going to need it again.